In this video, we're going to change the world. We are literally going to deal with the most complex, the most difficult, the most challenging conversation that exists in almost every household in the planet. What is the conversation we're going to tackle today is the "what would you like for dinner" question. I mean, how many times has that created debate, argument, frustration? How many times has that shown up as a, I don't know, you choose. I don't know, what do you want? Well, I wouldn't mind this. Well, yeah, no, I don't want that because. The trouble with a question as challenging as that you think should be easy, and the reason it causes so many obstacles in your life is because there are too many variables. It's actually too big of a question to be able to ask. We all do this on a regular basis. We ask big questions and we give people really no option but to struggle to find a response towards this. So let's use this not only as a very precise example as to how we can be more skilled at asking questions, but also to expand it a touch so that you can use it as a thinking framework to how you ask questions in every area of your life, to help reach a point of agreement, to help reach a point of acceptance and less friction. If you're asking somebody what would you want for dinner, you're asking them to process a huge amount of information in a very short period of time. So instead of getting to the argument, why not build questions differently? A simple starting question might be a contextualizing question that gives us some point of reference to be able to bounce off of. In this scenario, in the "what would you like for dinner" question, wouldn't a great starting point be, what did you have for lunch? See, if you ask somebody what did they have for lunch, they're like, I know this one, and they tell you. You could ask some more questions about that. How was it? If it has anything of interesting about it, but you could then go to a next further contextualizing question. Well, how hungry are you? You see, what we're doing was we're building a body of evidence. We know what they had for lunch and we know how hungry they are. You might then look to put a gateway question in. Something like, well, do you want to stay at home or should we go out and grab something? See, that gateway question means that we just get rid of a good number of options. We start fishing in a much smaller pond. If they say, oh, I'm already showered and I don't fancy going out, then every version of going out has now disappeared. If they say, well, I quite fancy being able to get out of the house. I've been stuck behind a computer screen all day. I'd love to be able to get myself out. Then what we've got all of the stay-at-home options have now disappeared. A gateway question goes, boom. We've now moved this into one of two options. Let's say that they want to go out. Then you can say, well, is there anything you definitely don't want? See, what we're doing is further excluding. What we're not trying to be able to do is to sell them on one idea. We're trying to deduct, leaving ourselves with a good option that comes next. Is there anything you definitely don't want? Well, I definitely don't want X, Y, and Z. Why is that? And they'll tell you. What you can then do is you can insert some information. Hey, last time we went out, we went to blank, and the time before we went to blank, and what we've said in the past is we'd love to try blank. Should we try the new place today, or should we go back to something we know? See, what we've got is another gateway question, making decision making easier. If they say, let's try the new place, boom, we're already at conclusion. They say, let's go back to something we know. I really don't want to use tonight for something that's experimental. Then you can go, okay. Well, so over the places that we like to go frequently, we've got the Italian place, we've got the small plates place, we've got the French fine dining cuisine place. Those are the three places we like. To be honest with you, is like, I don't fancy the French place. That feels like it's too rich for me. So out of the other two, any preference from your point of view? No preference. Okay. So let's do the Italian. Everybody's on the same side, no friction, full movement in the right direction. And this can play out in any different direction. If you take that gateway, they say there's no way I want to go out. You say, okay, so we're staying in. I'm saying, well, do you feel like cooking? Or should we look to be able to order in? Another gateway question. Well, I don't mind cooking. Okay, what have we got in the fridge? Well, we've got this and this and this. Well, is there anything there that you definitely would love to eat tonight? No, nothing. Nothing I would love to be able to eat. Well, how would you feel about us ordering something in and saving yourself the hassle of needing to cook? Well, that sounds cool. Is there anything you definitely don't want? No, nothing I definitely don't want. Okay. Well, do we want to order from somewhere we normally order, or should we try something new? Well, what have you got in mind in terms of trying something new? Well, there is a new place that has just opened. It's a new Vietnamese place, and we both like that as a food option. Would you be opposed to Vietnamese food tonight? No, not at all. Okay. When it comes to ordering, did you want me to just put an order together, or is there something specific that you might like? Well, I definitely want to do the chicken satay as an appetizer, but everything else is up to you. Got it. Okay, I'll pop the order in right now. What we should be learning as we're thinking about these conversations is if you slow the process down, you can speed the outcome up. What we're first looking to be able to do is to contextualize. What we're first looking to be able to do is to help create an understanding of where the other person's perspective is coming from. And once we have that context, we can position against it. Instead of asking people, would they like to be able to make one big decision, we have the awareness to the outcome that we're trying to get to, which isn't a particular outcome. And the outcome we're looking to get to is agreement. And we split the big decision into series of small decisions. And then if that must be true, then what else must be true? Then what else must be true? Then what else must be true is the decision that then gets made is whole, complete, and in alignment. I hope today that what you can now do is have a more comfortable conversation this evening about what's for dinner, but more importantly, that you can have a conversation at any point in your life with anyone you're looking to find agreement with. And instead of asking them to make the big decision based on one big lazy question, that you break your questions down into a series of questions that help people make their answers easier so you can reach points of conclusion where everyone is on the same side. Hope you found that useful.